it's hard to say. It's hard to give an actual answer, being that there's no contract being signed. Top Rank and PBC haven't came to an agreement yet, so I guess it's going to go to a purse bid, and after a purse bid, then I guess it's going to get secure. But right now, technically, nothing's been signed, so.
Those are the words of Terence Bud Crawford as he confirms that the fight or the negotiation between himself and Shawn Showtime Porter will go to purse bid. As you heard him say also that nothing has been signed because PBC and ESPN can't get their heads together. Go figure. But it will go to purse bid, and that's what I want to counterpunch today. Now, this is good news. Okay, so when you talk about a purse bid, that means anybody can come in. That means Triller, that means Matchroom, that means Golden Boy, that means anybody else, DAZN. That means anybody can come in and bid for this fight. And if you knew the importance of this fight is for the WBO, which is held by Terence Crawford, which is considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Okay. I think the purse bid is the best thing because ESPN and PBC, they had a track record of not working together like most networks do. You know, they can't come to an agreement. We just seen Canelo and Caleb, and they left and came back, left and supposedly came back. So that tells you that they can't get certain things together when it comes to certain people. That's why the purse bid is so beneficial for both guys, because it just stops it from being, hey, well, I'm ESPN, he's PBC Fox, therefore this fight can't happen because of that reality. Well, that's not good enough for boxing. That's not good enough for the fans. That's not good enough for anybody. So I think purse bid is the best way. Look at Kambosos and Lopez, okay? They went to a purse bid, and it was the best thing that could ever happen for Kambosos and Teofimo, right? Now, mind you, that that took a turn because of COVID and other stuff like that. And then, you know, for whatever reason, Teofimo didn't want to go to Australia. But it shows you, though, as an example, it's a great example that these type of fights could happen when it goes to purse bid, because it pushes aside all the BS. It pushes aside all the politics, okay? And that's one thing that we need in boxing. We need this fight, okay? Because it's fights that aren't happening due to illness, pandemic, BS, really, if you ask me. And I think these fights should happen. And again, I'm really interested to see what type of card that, you know, Al Heyman plays on the behalf of PBC on top of what Bob Arum's does on ESPN. Because what we've learned from Bob Arum, he's made a bid, but his bid's always been underbidding. And mind you, Bob Arum has, you know, I think he has a chip on his shoulder, because if you guys, just in case you guys don't know, Terence Crawford is one of the highest paid welterweights, regardless of who he's fought. He's knocked out or stopped every fighter that in the welterweight division ever since he's got there. But the contract that he signed with Bob Arum, it guarantees, I think, $4 million, $5 million each fight. Okay, I don't know the exact number, but it's around that, in that ballpark figure. And Bob Arum gets mad because he can't secure the fights for his fighter. Therefore, he's bitter about having to fork out the money to Terence Crawford, regardless of how the numbers are. I don't care if it's piss poor or great. He still has to pay the same amount of money to Terence Crawford. So a lot of people are saying, hey, Terence Crawford needs to join the PBC and needs to go to Golden Boy or needs to go over to DAZN, where in fact, he made the best deal possible, that he has his promoter pulling the rest of his hair out due to the fact he has to pay his fighter regardless of who the fighter is. It's something that Canelo Alvarez wanted with DAZN, you know, wanting fights, you know, and still getting that lump sum every fight. But he didn't, you know, people did, or DAZN didn't agree with it. And that was a network versus himself. Now this is a promoter, that's in charge, that is over, that fights on a certain network, that has to pay his fighter regarding, according to the contract. So Terence Crawford is a guy that's in a very good position. It's bittersweet, okay? But now it's in his favor because the Brooks, the Khans, the Benavidez's, the Horns, and it was another fighter. I can't remember who that was. But he stopped them all. But he still got paid all the same. So when you see Terence Crawford, the money is never an issue when talking about Terence Crawford. Okay? So maybe this once Bob Arum will understand the importance of this fight and bid the right way, because if he doesn't, he's going to wind up left behind by someone like Triller, by someone like DAZN. Eddie Hearn will see the importance of that fight, and imagine that fight on DAZN. Okay, let alone PBC and Al Heyman, they're going to make a bid. So you don't know how this is going to go. As long as they fight, I don't care. I'm not a network guy, so I don't care where they fight. I just want to see the fight. We need the fight. Okay? And I'm glad that Terence Crawford has said it is came to purse bid, because these guys can't get their stuff together. And like Michael Hunter told us, like, you always supposed to at first agree in good faith before the purse bid. Now, this is the purse bid. You know what the purse bid is? This is damn near something like arbitration, right? Because this is the next step in getting something done that needs to be done according to the WBO, according to the sanctioning bodies. So they bring everybody like, hey, these two guys, these two networks can't get their stuff together. So guess what? Everybody can bid for it. That's interested. And we'll see what happens. And based on your bid, you get the fight. You get to see these fighters on this network, regardless of who they are signed with, i.e. Teofimo Lopez Jr. So again, it is a good thing, a very good thing that this is happening. You guys tell me what you think about Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter going to purse bid. Please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.